Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Knotted by Crochet. This is my very first video. Thank you very much for joining, for watching, for joining me here. Something like that, not awkward at all, right? I've been doing this forever. Anyways, welcome to my channel. This very first video is about a Black History Month sweater that I will be making for my wife. I came across a post or a picture on Pinterest while I was doing some research for various videos that I want to make on this channel. And so I came across this Black History Month sweater and I was like, I could actually crochet a version of this, which maybe wouldn't look too bad. So I went and picked up some yarn. I'll show you guys the yarn and the hook that I'm using. And I will put a picture over here. I think I have to flip this video. So this side is actually on the right side, I think. We'll see. Anyways, I'll put a picture up here of what the inspiration post looks like. And for the yarn, I am currently using Red Heart Soft. You can see here, this is a worsted, is it worsted? I'm still learning all the yarn types. This is a medium weight yarn, so medium weight 4. This says to use a 6mm hook for it, but I am using a 5mm hook based on the pattern, the free pattern online that I'm following, just for kind of the base of my sweater. And I'm also using these two colors of Skein tones. So I think it's a little yellow over here, but this is actually gold. So it's a little less vibrant than what it looks like on the screen right now. And this is, it's like a lighter gold, I guess. Anyways, you can see them kind of side by side. So this one will be the primary letters, and then there's a couple of accent letters in this color here. I'll come back to you guys and show you how I went about actually designing the look of the sweater. First time I'm doing this, so it's not perfect. It was hit or miss. I don't know what it's going to look like when it's fully complete. I don't know how much space I need here above my words. I don't know how much space I need at the bottom below my words. So this is all going to be kind of a let's do our best and see what happens kind of thing. So anyways, we're gonna have some fun with it. So I will come back to you guys when I have completed some of the sweater, and I will give you guys an update. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back. Not really, since I'm actually filming this before I film my intro, but for the purposes of this video, I'm back. I wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm at with this sweater. So a couple days ago, or a few days ago, I finished the back panel. So here it is. It's actually on its side at the moment, so I can show you guys a little bit better. I put a, I think 4 or 5 row border at the bottom. The whole panel, and actually the entire sweater, is crocheted with back loop single crochets, and the border is made with just regular single crochets, giving it just making it a little bit thicker than the rest of the sweater. The problem that I have currently with this project, and I love this project. I think it's a really, really cool project, and I'm happy I'm doing it, but I don't like this yarn. It is very fuzzy, if you can see. It's really annoying to work with. It picks up just everything that possibly touches it. Like, it grabs stuff off my sweaters. I don't know if you can kind of see a little bit. Like, it's just picking everything up. And so I was a little discouraged, demoralized by this back panel. Wasn't really that kind of interested to keep working on this, but I continued, and I'm happy I did, because the front panel is really starting to make me happy. This is what it looks like at the moment. So I've got all my bobbins attached to it, but you can see the bottom border, and this side here is the right side, and so the words starting from here ending over here. I only got one row of words done. But I'm really loving it. Anyways, actually I want to show you guys this bobbin system that I have here. It's just a basket from the dollar store and clips from the dollar store. And I just attach my yarn to it. It allows me to carry my project anywhere I go. So I usually sit on the couch here, or in my daughter's bedroom, or at the table, or wherever I want to be. Anyways, it works fairly well. For this project, it's working great because it's small, and so when I rotate the work, it doesn't get tangled. Just wanted to show you guys this bobbin system that I'm using. It took me a while to figure out what worked for me. I tried a few different options. If you guys want me to make a video on this and show you exactly how I set things up, let me know in the comments and I will do so. In terms of what's next, I will come back to you guys when I'm done the history, like when I'm done crocheting the word history on the front panel. And then I'll probably come back to you guys again after when I am done with the kind of at least the word portion of the front panel, and I'm starting to work the, I think it's called the yoke, like the portion on your chest or something. Anyways, when I'm working on that area up to the collar and doing the sleeves, I will come back to you guys. Hey everyone, alright, so I was supposed to come back to you guys with an update on the project after I was done crocheting the word history. Unfortunately, it was too late at night to film a couple days ago, and while I did crochet a little bit yesterday, I didn't feel like filming yesterday either, so I'm back today. I've made some good progress on the front panel so far. I don't know where the ends are curling, but anyways, we'll deal with that later. So word history is done. I've started the second row of lettering already. Things are going really well. So far so good. I'm very happy with how this, I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out. I was not expecting these colors to be so vibrant and to just look so good on this panel. So I'm really excited to see where this is going. I am going to jet to go make some cookies with my kiddo, and then I'm going to get back to crocheting, and I will see you guys a little bit later. There's that one. Okay. actually been 4 days since I filmed the last segment. Things have been pretty busy in our house over the last few days, but I've still been able to make some progress slowly but surely. So I'm going to show you guys this in a moment, but I've finished my front panel, which is actually looking pretty darn good. So let me show you what I have. All right, so I actually went ahead and seamed the front panel and the back panel already. I had to try this out on my wife. This sweater is for her, so I feel bad for her. She's been modeling at every single turn. She's been a real trooper about this, so thanks, babe. Yeah, so I seamed the front panel and the back panel together already. Because my what do you call this? The neckline is different from the pattern that I'm following. I kind of had to figure out how I was going to do the neckline. And so I used a separate pattern, and they had you count a certain number of stitches and then count 14 stitches to put your second stitch marker. So you ended up with like stitch markers here essentially. So what I did is, because I know I have 80 stitches per rows, I cut them in half. So I found my middle point, which is 40, and then I went minus 14 stitches on each side. And then when I was actually doing the seaming, I stopped a little bit early and looked at how the neck hole kind of looked. And then I kept going until I was happy with how it turned out. So this is what the front panel looks like. I'm very, very happy with how this is turning out. It is big, but according to my wife, it's not too heavy or anything. It is still a lot of fabric. I think with the sleeves, it's definitely going to be a nice hefty sweater. It's definitely not a summer sweater, that's for sure, but it'll be very nice. So right now, where I'm at is I don't know how much space I need to leave for the sleeves. So, which is why I haven't seamed the sides yet. But once I finish the sleeves, I will use a stitch marker to pin them at the top. And actually, I think I have to join the sleeves first. So then that'll give me the top and the bottom portion of like where the sleeve's going to stop. I think that way, at least I know that I'm not going to be left with any gaps, or that I'm not going to leave too small of a space for the sleeves. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but we'll figure it out. That's the panels. And now this is the current state of, where is the top? Here. This is the current state of my first sleeve. I have to figure out why my work tends to curl up. I think my stitches are a little bit too tight. But anyways, this is where we're at. Yeah, so it's going well. It's a very simple sleeve pattern. I will get back to crocheting and I will see you guys later. Peace. Hey guys, so it's been a couple weeks since I last recorded for this video, but I'm happy to say that I finished the sweater. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips to show you guys of me like finishing up the sleeves or stitching the sleeves to the body and that kind of stuff, so sorry, that kind of sucks, but I'm very excited to show you guys what the sweater looks like. Before I do that, I do want to head over to Stitch Fiddle and show you guys how I created the letters. Like I mentioned I was going to do, so follow me over there. Let's have a look at that, and then I will show you the finished product. All right, guys, so this is what my lettering chart looks like. So the first thing I did when I got into Stitch Fiddle is go to Create New Chart, Crochet with Colors, Empty Chart. I put in 80 columns and 94 rows, and voila, it gave me a basic chart to work with. From there, the first thing that I had to do was figure out how I was going to actually draw out these letters. And so I went and found a template of pixelated letters to use as a base. And so that gave me a sense of, how many pixels or stitches I needed to use to draw out each letter. Then I decided to start with making sure that I worked in the middle of the sweater. So I blocked off 10 stitches on each side. And then I created the top border so that I knew roughly where this would sit on the kind of chest portion of the sweater. Next step was figuring out how many stitches I needed to use per letter. I started by figuring out how many stitches I needed between each letter. So I decided on 2 stitches and 4 between the first and the second word of the first row. From there, I knew how many stitches I had left. So going from 80 to 60 because of the 10 stitch borders. And this left me with about 46 stitches to work with. The I being a much smaller letter, I was able to reallocate some of its share of the stitches to the other letters, which gave me about 7 stitches per letter, roughly. And then I had to work on the second row. This one was a little bit more complicated because the letters were much taller than the first row, and there were less of them. So I had to kind of figure out how to maintain proportion while working with the same, 46 stitches. It worked out pretty well. I was able to, at least I knew how to draw some of these letters out, so it worked out fairly well, especially for the B. So I was able to start right off the bat with creating a letter that had the right proportions, and then the other letters followed suit. The third row was very similar to the first row. They are the exact same size, except it's one word, but that didn't really pose any kind of problem. Once I had completed the third row, I went ahead and added the bottom border, and from there I just tweaked, I just kind of grabbed everything and tweaked where it sat exactly in the chart to make sure that I had the right spacing or kind of at the top of the sweater. Some of the letters that I wish had turned out a little bit differently, for example, are the Y. I wish it was a little bit more like an upside down triangle instead of a weird U on top of a pole, I guess. The A, I feel like, is a little thin at the top, but it still didn't turn out too bad. And the other one that I'm not a big fan of is the S. I kind of wish that it had a little bit more curvature to kind of this portion and this portion. But overall, I'm fairly happy with my first attempt at creating a crochet chart. And this is what it looks like. So I'm going to leave stitch fiddle and go back to show you guys what the finished sweater looks like. Alright guys, hope you found that informative at the very least. I thought it was a great experience to go through stitch fiddle and kind of go through my first experience of creating a chart or a crochet chart. But I'm sure you guys want to see the actual product now, because I mean, it's the whole point of clicking on this video, right? To see the sweater at the end. So here it is. Ta-da! Very, 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 very happy with how this turned out. It is comfy, according to my wife. The sleeves are perfect. They fit her just nice. They're a little bit long, which is what she wanted. Everything turned out super, super, super well. Honestly, for my first ever sweater, I'm extremely happy with this. The weaving in the ends was the longest thing ever. Like, there were so many ends to weave in. I think I weaved them in over the course of like 3 days because there was just so many of them to weave in. So some of them I just kind of tied a couple ends together in like 2 or 3 knots and then snipped them off, especially if it was like areas where there wasn't like the black here where there's not a lot of space to weave in. So it made more sense to just kind of tie off with the gold and then snip at the back. So there's a few of them that are like that, and then the rest are kind of weaved in properly. But this is what it looks like. I will put up a picture right here for you guys to see what it looks like on my wife. And that's it. So thanks for joining me on this journey. I'm very excited for my next project, which is going to be a recreation piece. I will be dropping a video at some point soon about this. I'm actually going to start working on this project today. So super, super, super excited. If you probably don't follow me on Instagram or have subscribed yet because this is my first video, but please go ahead and check the Instagram link in the description. Go ahead and give me a follow over there if you want to, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be updated when I post another video. All right, see you guys. Bye.